As every fan of the Harry Potter franchise should know, love is considered one of the most powerful forms of magic to exist. The ability to love provides a form of protection that the darkest form of magic cannot touch. This was proven to us at the end of the Sorcerer's Stone. And yes, I'm calling it that because I'm American. Sorry if that pisses off viewers who are British. When Professor Quirrell, who tried killing Harry under Voldemort's influence, suffered from burns and blisters every time he tried putting his hands on Harry. It's explained that the night Voldemort tried murdering Harry, that the loving sacrifice James and Lily Potter committed to save their only son placed a protective charm over baby Harry. Voldemort proved time and time again to not understand how powerful love is. And this comes forth during the fourth book, The Goblet of Fire, when he ordered Wormtail to use Harry's blood to bring him back to life. Here, Voldemort shot himself in the foot because by putting the blood of the very Horcrux he put into his very veins, he not only destroyed the Horcrux he created by murdering James and Lily, but Harry continued to stay alive because Lily and James's sacrifice lived on, and as long as Voldemort remained alive, Harry would be alive as well, and that Harry would need to be the one to destroy Voldemort once and for all. But what would have happened if James's sacrifice protected Lily as well as Harry? In this video, I'm going to provide you all my theory of what probably would happen if Lily and Harry survived Voldemort's attack, and why I personally think James's sacrifice hadn't been enough alone to save his wife and his son from the Dark Lord. Harry James Potter was born on July 31st, 1980, to James and Lily Potter. His parents were ranking members of the Order of the Phoenix, along with Harry's godfather, Sirius Black, and their two close friends, Peter Pettigrew and Remus Lupin. Sirius was the initial choice for a secret keeper of the Potters' home because a prophecy was made revealing a boy would be born towards the end of July to parents who defied Voldemort 3 times, and that he would be the one to kill the Dark Lord once and for all. The prophecy easily could have been about Neville Longbottom, whose parents were both Aurors, but Voldemort selected Harry because, in my opinion, he saw Harry as his equal, due to them both being half-bloods. But Sirius felt he would be too obvious of a choice for Secret Keeper, because not only was he Harry's godfather, but he was also from a family of dark wizards who worshipped Voldemort at his feet. Sirius suggested they pick someone Voldemort would least expect, someone weak, and Peter Pettigrew came to mind. But Peter Pettigrew, because he was so weak, sensed how powerful Voldemort was, and he wanted that power and protection from someone big and strong, who could give him all he could ever want. Pettigrew betrayed James and Lily, and on Halloween night, Voldemort went to James and Lily's home in Godric's Hollow. James was the first to make the sacrifice. The young husband and father left his wand lying on the sofa, out of arm's reach, yelling, "Lily, take Harry and go! It's him! Go! Run! I'll hold him off!" This gave Lily and Harry time to escape to the safety of Harry's bedroom, and James didn't even bother putting up a fight. He just simply stood there and allowed Voldemort to murder him right there. Now, let's think of this in terms of what if James's sacrifice saved Lily and Harry that night? Obviously, the biggest change here would be Lily raising Harry as a single mother, but that would mean Lily needing to spend the rest of her life running from Death Eaters, who would be out for her and Harry's blood, especially if Voldemort weakened and fell right after trying to kill Lily. Another big change would be Sirius Black not needing to spend a life sentence in Azkaban for a crime he didn't commit, Remus Lupin would probably continue being around for most of Harry's life, and Peter Pettigrew most likely wouldn't be living with the Weasley family. He'd be hiding as a rat until he finally found Lord Voldemort, because if he did live with the Weasley family, Harry would be bringing Ron around his home, and Lily for sure would recognize Pettigrew's animagus form due to how many years she'd been friends with him. But why wasn't James's sacrifice nearly enough to save both his wife and his son? Why did it need to be both James and Lily? I came up with the simplest theory that I'm sure mirrors the theory of many others. It takes two people, a father and a mother, to create life. Both James and Lily gave Harry life when he was born, and both their blood pumped in his veins. The blood of both his parents created that familial bond, and the love of both Lily and James was only completed when they had their baby boy. Because it took both James and Lily to give life to Harry, this is why James's sacrifice alone wasn't good enough. Because Harry didn't just have James's blood, but Lily's as well. And in order for Voldemort to create his final Horcrux, that final Horcrux being Harry, both Lily and James had to die and lay down their lives for their son. And with Lily's final screams as she died on the floor of Harry's nursery, Harry would forever have a piece of Voldemort inside him, from the ability to talk to snakes, to being able to sense when Voldemort was near whenever his scar would sear with pain, to their wand cores being the same, which allowed for priori incantatem to occur when Harry and Voldemort dueled for the very first time. And this wouldn't have been possible if James and Lily hadn't willingly died for their child. And there you have it, folks. That's my theory on why I personally think James Potter's sacrifice hadn't been enough to protect both Lily and Harry, and what I think would happen if Lily had survived Voldemort's attack. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you're brand new here, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Also be sure to leave a like and to check out my updated blog and my Instagram account, which I will be linking down below in the description box. God bless. Happy viewing, and have a nice day.